Hello, hello. I know
Check,
when
check.
the live starts, a commercial pops up. Hi, everyone.
Testing, testing.
Welcome to Friday in the shop.
Jamie, it's not Friday. It's Friday.
Or as I like to call it, Fry. Yay!
It's Friday.
Yay, smoke shops. We yayed at the same time.
Hello.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah. Just a quick little talk on Friday. I used to work with a guy, Sal, in Brooklyn, New York. And he would say, he didn't even know how to say Ian. He would say, Eden. Eden, it's not Friday. It's Friday. Weekend starts today. All right.
What do you got here
Just a
today?
little
What's
segue.
going on?
All right. Everybody online? No Starlink drama today?
Nope, everybody said it sounds clear, looks good.
Sweet.
Everybody's here. The Chooky Hand,
All right.
Jim,
Hello, Heidi.
Martin, Jeff,
Hello. Hello.
Crazy
hello.
Coco,
We're going to
Smoke
bring out our
Shop.
magic mirror in a little bit and say hello to every one of you.
But I like to get all the hellos out of the way so then I can shut up while Ian's working. Matt C, Jerry. Hello. Other Jerry.
Thanks for joining us. If you followed the trike body progress, you'll remember the ultimate fail.
Oh, Kevin Snowball. Hello, everyone. Fabco. Sorry.
Everybody's here. So
Hi,
yeah, one of the
everyone.
things that failed was this weird detachment of the trim work. We had a good advice on using some different liquid nails, so I'm gonna keep shaking and moving this thing and see what else comes apart. But that'll be a simple glue back on. If you remember, messed up with the router.
Boo.
If you saw the Instagram, you already know. Today's story is a happy one, so hang in there. We're gonna go through the process. And I didn't have the top piece of this white board, so went to Home Depot, got a slice of that, and we're just gonna go right through the process again, hopefully successfully this time, and explain what I figured out and how it happened. So if you ever want to do some kind of a multimedia sculptural aspect of your build, this might be a good tip. Using some saws, some routers, some sanders, pretty simple stuff. This all comes down to a fella, Scott Owens. If you watch the Car Warriors show, he did interior and audio. I mean, total craftsman. Now he builds these mega, you remember him with his Harley at SEMA?
Oh, yeah.
He's like a sound engineer, not even
Oh,
like an
yeah,
installer,
that
sound
guy.
engineer. He's got this Harley that rocks the entire building at SEMA.
He kept on getting in trouble at SEMA and
Yeah.
they'd turn their power
A
off at
Harley,
their
a
booth.
bagger. I mean, like, I don't know what kind of
Oh, so
witchcraft he's
funny.
possessing, but
So punk rock.
one of the other tips I got from him on the Car Warrior show was he built interiors, wasn't really big with the sewing machine that I saw, but he would build out door panels, dashboards, you name it, everything out of MDF and a router table. He'd make all these patterns. Super dimensional with body filler, sculpted, the whole thing. And that got me thinking about the plexiglass that I was doing, the way that the little wheel I mentioned on the bottom of the bit didn't track on the super thin plexi. So I got some MDF. It's right behind you. And it was successful. So we're just going to go ahead and trace this out and move right through the whole deal. Just going to trace this piece here because we're doing this little zigzag design, and we'll just follow that and then cut some plexiglass to match. Yeah.
So fresh and so clean.
It is. Not for long with my fingerprints. If I could find a Sharpie, we could really get things started.
Uh-oh.
Rudy.
Are you running low on Sharpies?
Rudy's Tacos. We need more Sharpies. No, so many people sent us markers, and I got them all in boxes. We got plenty. I gotta find them. There's a couple here. They're probably dried out. No, that one's fresh.
Yay.
Awesome. Yeah, and the cool thing, well, I guess I could say this later, but I could say it now also. The cool thing about this design, or rather the pattern making that I'm using, is it's kind of like you could transfer that to any material. I mean, if you were in business making these trike bodies, you would have the master pattern for the window cutout. Otherwise, take it down to a hobby and throw it in the fire pit, like we do so many times. All right, my big old shears.
And how is the sound in the picture, everyone? How's it looking today?
Check,
We
check.
aligned the Starlink.
Yeah, it's a cloudy day too. You got a little pulsing in the light. I could tell already with the clouds. All right. So this is shower wall plastic board. I was using it just because it was a thin and light, and I knew that this thing would be vibrating a lot, being that it is a mini bike. But so far we've had one failure of the adhesive situation.
Well, I like that this week we are revisiting the flub ups that you had.
I know, we did 2 mistakes in
That
one
was
week.
a rough week. Even some of the haters came out even that week in the comments.
Well, Jamie, you mentioned earlier, and I agree with you 100%. Like, we both overthink everything.
Yes, we
We're
do.
very emotional. We overthink
Very
a lot of things.
perfectionist.
And ambitious as well.
Mhm.
I'm out here to get some. So sometimes I rush. Sometimes I'm a bit short. Sometimes I tell people it's none of their business.
No special guests today. That's next week.
Monday.
They're coming Monday.
Secret guest.
And I think the secret's kind of out.
Well, I didn't say it.
We didn't say it,
I
but
didn't say it.
we're super excited.
We might do it here. The weather's going to get a little wild this weekend, so we might do it here. We might go down to the Mojave at the other little jewel project. There's a string here. I had this all tied up nice. Well, I'll put it in the corner.
It's around here somewhere. And for those of you that missed the live yesterday, welcome. And I pretty much short and sweet said the reason why we moved is we moved into a space that's better for both of us. It's a little bit smaller, a little bit closer to home.
Oh, if they missed the live, I thought that you were
Yeah.
going to tell them that they missed the juggling act,
Oh, yeah.
clowns, the balloons.
So that's really all it was. We just don't want to share the location. That's all.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. It's a better space, less expensive, you know.
And we're trying to work. This is a work space, and if you're banging on the door, it can't work.
Yeah,
It's that simple.
that's it. So anyway.
Yeah, I've been dealing with that for quite a while. It's like people just coming around. Yeah, I like that. Cool. So I forgot which one we used. I think it was the big 4-foot ruler for that center divider dimension. Let me find that here. Double check. Nope, it was the piece of aluminum down here. There it is. Cool. So we set that up. And now we're going to remember to zig with the zag. So that's coming here. So now this one's going to go that way. Center to center. So we'll center that up roughly there. Dot. Dot. Center that one up roughly there. Dot. Dot. Connect the dots. Cool.
Dot. Oh, I thought you were going to do dot. Dang it.
No, this is the stripe part. It's the stripe and
Stripe.
finger part.
Stripe, stripe.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, that's going to be a little window. Ooh. See? Classic conundrum. And the borders look about that. I'm going to make this one a little bit smaller here. I don't know. I mentioned asymmetrical. I mentioned that in the last video, and that's what we're gonna end up with on the front of this. You know, the others look reasonably even, but I just think that this might be. No, that's kind of kooky. Let's do it.
Crazy Coco, you did watch him do it the other day. Now he's fixing it.
Yeah. I do a lot of repeat performances lately.
It's all right.
Cool. Yeah, we could do that. That'll look neat. Okay, I'm gonna get out that hole saw, drill the corners. Yeah, I'm not gonna, giving something away, but we're not talking about this right now. Nothing to see here. It's because that's the only piece of wood we have.
I'll just pan up.
Yeah.
You guys can look at our thing.
Cat's already out of the bag.
we're
Social
waiting for
media
you.
tells all. Whoa, it's alive. All right. So this actually worked out really well for the corners. This thing's about 1.25 inches, 1.5 inch hole saw. Made a perfect radius. Set that. Oh, Heidi, your package is in the mail. On the way. It's easier than texting, right? It's live. If Heidi got that. Oh. Cool. Now this is something I always fight with. Deciding which would be the proper radius for that down at the end. Now, see, this is really going to shorten up. It's going to make this center appear exceptionally wide through here. And the router could do a much smaller radius. We'll try a smaller drill bit. Well, we'll finish out those other 2 corners. But do you see what I'm getting at? It would look kind of dog-legged. You know, if you came way down here, this would look like weird chunk. And, you know, if you're going for the asymmetry, it might work out. I'm just explaining where my brain's at. This one's going to go here. Like so. Oops. Whoa. Out. I would love to work on a little jewel on Monday, definitely, with our secret guest star, but it's supposed to be a mega wind event. Might calm down, though. There's always hope.
Yeah, so somebody just asked if Monday will be alive. Ooh, we're like, if it's really windy down in Mojave, we won't even be able to go down there. We'd like to take our special guests down there, but
thinking about it, you could do a lot. I mean, right now, the S-Link, it's doing its thing, right?
Starlux.
The Slink.
So, and we're considering doing more lives throughout the week, just kind of regularly.
Yeah, we had a little board meeting yesterday afternoon, and if the lives work, we like it. It's definitely more interactive. I do feel like I have a little more spring in my step because I'm in the hot seat. I got to make it happen. There's no room for cussing, fussing, tool throwing. So,
yeah.
If the audience, if our viewing audience, if our friends in the interwebs are with it, we might just try that for a bunch of.
And I won't do so much commentary
sessions.
through, so people can watch it. Somebody asked, what kind of material is that white stuff?
This is stuff I found if you're in the US or any of the places where Home Depot is. This is a shower wall material. It's plastic. You're meant to, bind it somehow to the shower wall.
Or the liquid nails it didn't hold.
You're supposed to hook it up with liquid nails that didn't hold. But that, again, we had operator error yesterday. Maybe operator error. I'm going to get a smaller drill bit for that last corner. Go to the bins, the traveling bins. I got stuff packed in boxes, moving about. Yeah, this one should work. That'll do good. It's a pretty chunky drill bit, but much smaller than that.
Oh, and we also, with these lives, will at the end, we'll do a Q&A sesh.
So sit down. Save your questions if it's important. You
can ask during the live too, but at the end we'll be doing Q&A with Ian. So like whatever questions you have, etc., etc.
Yeah. Yeah, and it could be about anything, you know.
Anything.
Horoscopes, relationship issues.
Except where our shop is located.
Except for the secret question that shall remain unanswered.
That's the only question.
Okay, I'm feeling this. Let's get the scissors. Pull this through. Never minding the finger bump trace mark.
Thanks, Chris Morley. He did a super chat. He gave us $10. Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
That will pay for our adult happy hour beverage round.
That's what I'm talking about. All right. So the interesting thing about this system with the router and the wood buck that's not sitting here, we're not talking about that, is so the big issue coming into the corners here, this is a perfect example. See that little chinga right there? The little wheel on the router is going to follow that. So the neat thing is this will be refined later. As we came into the live, I was sanding on this by hand, getting all the details of the plastic worked out through here. So this will get refined later, but I'm going to transfer this now to a piece of PlexiGlass. And then the final router, this wooden buck is going to be the most refined, and the router is going to follow the perfect wood pattern and clean up all those edges. It's amazing. And I'll show you the final cleanup on the successful piece too, but this one might be successful. You never know. I'm on a roll. Now, I mentioned last time we were a little short on Plexi, but it looks like we might be able to get, oh no, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, no, because we're gonna run out of steam. Right, I was coming up with a game plan, right? So we were short on Plexi to do the top pattern, but we have the bottom that it'll fit. So anyway, this is the overall aesthetic of the trike body, right? You got the zig, zag, zig.
That looks cool.
I think that's pretty groovy.
That's like some Tron-like stuff.
You know, Tron is one of my main influences in this type of thing.
Ooh, we should watch that tonight.
Yeah, we watched Karate Kid the other night. Got halfway through before Danielson really started kicking some butt. But I don't know, maybe ideas for this? Thinking out loud. Should the sides be solid? There's a lot. There's like a big shape in here from the different contours, so cutting it open might mess it up. Any thoughts on that? We'll entertain it.
I think you should not cut holes in it, but do like a cool paint scheme on the side.
Like a writhing dragon, like a tattoo
dragon. Like we've talked about doing that, like on the tailgate of the truck.
Yeah.
Like it's just like something like rah.
So anyway, this fits the back. We're just gonna go straight to that. Better fit the back. Come on now.
And somebody said they have a mill for you, I think. So
Bridgeport?
Yes.
Wow.
So I just wanted to address that 1 second. So you can email us at RussellsCustomFabrication@gmail.com. Or yeah, that's really the best way. RussellsCustomFabrication@gmail.com.
I don't know if we have the floor space for a mill now.
We'll make room.
Oh yeah, no, for that unit. That's gonna up my game exponentially. Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna make a quick mark. I can get a better trace on this. I'm gonna set this in place. Somebody out there said you could score this and crack it. Do we want to risk ruining the entire episode? Possibly. Or you could just try it a little bit closer. I'm going to try to score this and crack it. Let's see what happens. A couple people said it works. Kind of like you would do in glass. I don't know. I've cut glass before successfully. See if I can get a little razor knife on there. Everything's moving. There we go. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it works. That would speed up the process, especially with just a little cut off like this. I don't know. Let's try it. Let's just do this. To cut glass, you have a different tool, but I mean, I'm assuming you just score it, put it on the edge. Pretty close, kind of like glass.
That feels risky.
You know what else we could do?
What?
You could put it in the sheet metal brake. Everything's on the line right now. We try to keep it spicy on the lives.
Do a good hi-ya.
First, I'm going to brace it with this. Speaking of Karate Kid.
Ah!
It worked. Totally worked. So in glass cutting, you'll see that little thing happens a lot. And they have special pliers for glass. Obviously not these. These are plumbing
like
pliers. So you take off the little nip. Channel locks. I use channel locks.
You totally hi-ya'd it.
Moving right along. All right, so now this thing should fit in here. Enough to trace. Trace nicely. All right, so let's flip this. Set it into position. I'm trying to keep a decent, as much of a border as I can. So I'm looking through. Yeah, that's pretty substantial. That works. Yeah, cool. I'm gonna bring that up just a bit. Yeah, cool. We're really close down here. But again, we're just gonna show how this router project works. I might go with yellow plexi in the end. That's what these master wood patterns will offer. I can make them over and over again. So I'm gonna trace inside. So if you remember on the last one, when I kind of chipped into the plexi with the, remember how it got all weird? The wheel like chipped off.
Mm-hmm.
What I did was with this tracing right here, I made it just 1/8 of an inch oversize all the way around from what was there. And I was able to eliminate those little chip marks.
Ooh.
So see what you end up with these little fuzzes. We'll clean that up later, but I'm telling you, this is a success story. Here, let's go. I'm gonna have to cut this with a jigsaw though. But yeah, we got a decent border. That's pretty close, but I think we can get away with it. So let me cut these corners with the hole saw. We'll jigsaw it, and we'll get into the router. This is the top. This is the edge that I'm using. That's why I'm using the bottom of this as scrap. You see, I could put little hole saw marks in this, and it doesn't affect anything. All right.
And Larry, the upholstery guy, has joined us.
What's up?
What's up, Larry?
One day we'll get that seat off of the shelf.
I know,
This
right?
thing. But we did a preview. Check out Artistic Upholstery in Stallion Springs.
Yeah.
Larry, feel free to put your whatever information. He does good work. I'm telling you. You take it from me. it is. Yeah, Larry, I wonder if you have seen the way that these guys that build out interiors use the router table and all the multiple levels of routed MDF. They glue them all together and finish them and stretch the material over it. It looks incredible. Maybe you do that. If you do, you can tell everybody about it. But he did some sculptured stuff, very minimal in the seats, but he contoured the foam really nice.
Maybe Larry will let us do a field trip to his house one day, and we can do a YouTube video on upholstery stuff, because I have no idea.
Another craft, and there's a lot of particulars. See how I'm going a little bit oversized?
Mm-hmm.
I was successful in the other pattern in doing just that. Because if you go smaller, it's just room for more sketch. The ultimate decider of the dimensions is going to be that wood pattern. And if you're in Los Angeles area, San Fernando Valley, Gabrielli Plastics is the place to go. Pretty sure it's Sherman Way, one of them ways.
Is that where we have to go to get the replacement panels from my greenhouse?
Ooh, that's a sore subject. There's this awesome material. It's a polycarbonate, but it's got an air gap in between it. It's hollow core. Our dogs chewed very expensive sheets of hollow core polycarbonate yesterday. Bite marks right through it.
I already told Heidi what happened. She said, oops.
Oops.
Oy. I can laugh about it now.
It's always something, ain't it? Grooving. Now let's make some lines across that. So this is the thing about pattern making, whether you're doing casting, mold making, etc. It's a constant repetition of back and forths. In this case, it's more of a stacking pattern making, but yeah, you go from different materials back and forth to achieve the end result. Now, I'm gonna clean this line up just a hair. So if I had a really nice, if I had a mill, we probably wouldn't have to do it this way. Because I could just take that, this would be clamped on the mill table, and I'd move that right into position to come up with this perfect edge. Yeah, just like that, see? Cool. Do the same here. Got a lot of fuzz on the table. To there. Yep. Cool. I'll get out the jigsaw. Man, this is tight. This is very close for PlexiGlass. Remember we were talking about the shaking? This is going to prove it. I think we got this. I think we got it. Let's get the saw. A lot of good advice on this, from using dish soap to WD-40. Somebody said use wax. I've been successful with it just like this, though. It's a nice cool day also. But
what about the anchor lube? Would that work?
Sorry, did you say anchor lube?
So we're working with Anchor Lube. We'll put the link in the comments for their
I
Amazon.
wonder if we're ever going to get reprimanded for being absolutely cheesy about a product we endorse.
You really love this thing, though. So they sent Ian this Anchor Lube. He's never really used any of this stuff. And now he started using it, and he loves it.
Put that stuff on. I mean, just under the arm, between the cheek and
I'll
gum.
send them an email. Let them know he
We're gonna get it.
endorses
We're gonna
today.
get an email. They're like, yes. So we're pretty serious
It's
about our
great
product.
stuff.
It is. Now I got to say, this Anchor Lube is really changing up the game for us. Success.
Ooh, Larry said we could do a field trip to his house and we can do a video over there. Heck
so,
yeah, Larry.
yeah.
We'll be reaching out.
Maybe once we get into the Zephyr, maybe we'll concentrate on getting a front seat established for the Zephyr.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking. Yay.
Jamie, would you just cue up the fast forward sequence? Make this happen.
It's all right. Larry also has the cutest puppies.
There's always that.
They're so adorable. Oh my gosh.
Always the dog tour.
So cute. Hi, Laura FM. What's up?
What's up? So yeah, the plexiglass will, if you heat it up, it's going to melt itself back together. It'll be like you didn't even cut it. So that's what this.
Oh wow! It melts together that fast?
Yeah. If you push too hard or you got the blade running too fast,
Oh wow!
it'll get hot and glue itself right back together. When you're getting impatient, push it to the limit.
We're being patient. We're being patient.
That is dicey. Cool. Here we go. Yeah, that Anchor Lube comes in a little squirt bottle or in a little tub like that. I feel like this one is a little less wasteful because with the squirt, you just kind of put it on.
Mm-hmm.
But this for drill bits, you just tap it right into the bottom like I did with that saw blade. And the material stays in the jar. Much more efficient. Last cut. Let's see if we can make this happen.
Got this.
Let's everyone take a stretch and a big sigh of relief. Got to use the restroom. You're feeling a little anxious after that. Take a moment. Set up for the next. This is very delicate. Very fragile. Cool. I'm going to bring out this fold-out thinger for the table.
Okay.
Put a piece of wood on it.
Yeah, Dan, if you have, just email us at rousselscustomfabrication@gmail.com.
And let me know if it's three-phase, because I've had a mixed reaction about the three-phase power, but Marty the machinist says it's easy to hook up. I just didn't know about it, so love to discuss. All right, so now we're going to put that plastic onto here, and once again, you'll see how the jigsaw, it's always these little wavy lines. We're going to refine it now in the wood. This will be our master pattern. Oh yeah, this is perfect right there, like that. Cool. Put a couple clamps. I had some good squeeze clamps, just spring-loaded. Bet they're in the pile O stuff.
But you don't have them in your clamp corner?
Well, I see one. Remember those Mongo ones that were using to hold the tent at Burning Man?
Uh-huh.
Those big, big spring clamps. They did not fail in the wind.
I remember.
They're awesome. Oh, this is one. Just because the plexi is so delicate, if I put a heavy metal clamp on it, I don't want it to.
Right, if it's too tight, it'll crack it.
It might, yeah. That's
We don't want that.
what we ain't trying to find out about. Cool. So now, same thing, as I mentioned, pattern making, right? Now we're going into this. So the wood is the ultimate guide for the router. Because remember, this was so thin, the little wheel on the router slipped under, caused it to gouge out an incorrect shape. So this is so thick, rides right along that surface. Right here is a perfect example of the faux pas I mentioned. So let's key it. We know what's what. It'll end up upside down. See right there? That's what we need to fix right now. We'll be able to do that in the wood. I mean, we'd be able to sand the plexi just right, but we have one more process to do. So see, I'm staying just outside of those lines. All right. So now I'm going to try again with the hole saw to refine it. And if I do miss it a little bit, I could just bring that wood pattern out to perfection. And I'm cutting the MDF, I'm cutting the wood with a big circular saw, so it makes a nice straight shot. Doesn't zigzag like a jigsaw. Doesn't zig like the jigsaw zags. Let's put this someplace where it's not going to break.
It's a good idea.
Set that.
Whoa.
This may seem like a lot of work for the end result, but last try we proved that this was necessary. Unless you had, maybe if you had a router table with a different bit, the router comes up from a hole in the table, so you just put your material against it, and that might have proved the right way to go about it. We're working with a cordless drill. Cheapest router on the shelf. Scrap plexi.
Larry said Larry said use a straight piece of wood to router the straight areas better than a saw.
See?
Larry said.
See, the pros know. And I know what he's saying. So you would clamp a piece of wood onto this as a fence. You ride the router up against that. Kind of like remember I was doing the floor in the house, the table saw it, had that big fence that was clamped on there. Same concept. You know what, Larry? This is my show. I can make a mistake if I need to. Good call. Just like the fella who talked about the 4-link. His idea was correct.
Yeah.
So yeah, now we're really gonna we're gonna take our fingers and put the straight edge in the hole just like that. And that one looks good. So what Larry was saying is you take a piece of wood like this, and you clamp it right on and zip, it'll go through perfect. Not in this shop. I don't have a floor space for a router table. On the router, what you would do is you would measure off of the end. Let me stop talking to the Sharpie. You would measure off of the end of the base plate on the router. You clamp your material, your fence, to the board at that distance. It would be a perfect shot. But I did it with the circular saw before. We're gonna try it again. Make sure we don't hook up on a chain.
Oh gosh.
There's chains under here. And I'm gonna go for it. It won't be super loud, but I'm gonna put on those eye muffs because I'll be staring right into the dust. So you probably won't need it. It's just gonna be a little zinging noise.
My glasses on.
Remember we burnt up the drill?
Oh, is that the new plug for it?
No, this saw I bought in high school. I bought this in 1989. Does not miss a beat. Pretty dried out cord though. Today might be the day we go for a new one. It's still.
Where's the fire extinguisher?
There's 3 of them in the shop. A, B, C. No, we're not going to burn nothing up. This is a craftsman tool. Or no, it's a skill saw. Sorry. All right. Move this over a little bit right here. Hopefully we don't knock the table over. That'll be cool. All right, I'm looking right on the edge of the marker line, trying to keep this saw blade perfectly straight. I'm going to sink it. So see that large blade makes a nice straight shot. That loud for you? Yeah. going backwards with the saw like that is a little bit dangerous. So if you're trying this, be aware of that. Could kick back on you. Cool. One more here, we're out. I'm just going to cut this off because if I push it back here, it's going to flip off the table. So I'm just going to take it, slice it right off. Lost our power.
I think I need a little air on the camera.
Wait till I router the PlexiGlass. You think we're getting messy now.
Wow.
You saw the shop when you walked in.
Just very light, like from back there. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's stuck on today. Moody. Ah, now it's off. A little. Yeah, you got some debris.
Watch your eyes, guys.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Whoa. Is everybody clear? Behind the scenes.
So I got this awesome little tool, little mini belt sander, and now I'm going to refine these, the little chingos that we always have trouble with, right there. Because the router wheel is going to follow this wood.
Whoa.
Love it. right. While that compressor's running, just gonna hand shave that a little bit.
This is it, live and direct. This is all the things I edit out.
36 grit on the board. Cool. Now we got a pretty good pattern. Yeah. Take some of the dust off.
Oh.
I'm gonna kick that compressor down. Don't need it.
I love how it sounds when it shuts off. It's like something out of the Willy Wonka factory.
Yeah, that's our Frankenstein compressor. It just won't die. Smiley Barnacle, you
Don't
saw him on the Doom Buggy, the guy with all the fiberglass. Came from Barnacle Brothers Fabrication. All right, so here we are.
Uh-oh. There we are. Sorry. That was close.
Come on. This is the victory broadcast.
The victory broadcast.
Stay focused. We're working on this. How far are we into this business?
About an hour, 53 minutes.
See? We're going to line up our arrows. You're keyed in. Now we're just going to feel it out. Going to get our fingers on there and make sure all the edges are reasonably even. I like this. Yeah, cool. Right there. Groovy. I'm going to set this with some clamps, even though I said I wasn't going to. This is going to be too close for the router, but we're going to make this work. I got away.
Gentle. So a few people chimed in and wanted to know what it is that you're doing because they just got into the live.
We are making the rear PlexiGlass windows on the mini trike body. So it's actually a multi-dimensional. So this is tinted PlexiGlass. And we're putting a routered finish on the inside edges. So it's going to be like the painted surface, a PlexiGlass surround, and then an area for the air to flow through. Some hippie stuff.
Multi-dimensional.
All right, here we go. Prepare the router. You thought you saw a mess with that wood. Get ready.
Oh boy. This is new. I've never seen this ever.
So we discussed the router in the last episode also. Never touch this thing. Never do anything to this unless it's unplugged. It's got this bit. I'm not going to move it, but we could explain. Like if you see the molding on the corner of your room in your house, it's got this cool little like step design. So the bit has this step design, but there's also a bearing on here, like a little skateboard bearing. And when you're routering, you definitely don't do this to your fingers. See, the wheel goes up against the edge. That's why we created this wooden buck. Because can you get under here and see?
Let me get my little
Here, I'll
chair.
hold this up.
Because I'm not going to sit on this floor.
Oh, this is perfect.
I'm not doing that.
See how the little wheel will run on the wood? So that's all we're doing. We're creating a perfect bumper for that bearing to hit the wood. And it's going to shave a radius in the PlexiGlass. Ask me how I know. I just did it an hour ago.
So the other day when it messed up, it was because you didn't do this very seemingly crucial step.
The little wheel, see how thick the plexiglass is?
Mm-hmm.
It couldn't read that. The bearing fell inside.
Ah.
And that's why it
So
cut in.
this is a crucial step.
A full shelf that won't allow the router to misstep. Yep.
Deep breath. We got this.
See that? Look at my hands. We're getting the fuzz already. I told you, this one's exciting. So the router is reading the surface of the wood, not the plastic. This is what I was saying about those corners. It's gonna reset.
That was tense.
Let that, yeah, you're not the one holding the tool. I'm sweating over here.
Oh, I just have 1,000 souls in my hand watching on the other side.
Trying to deliver.
And hi, everyone.
Coming home, coming around the bend. Can you dig it? Let's do number 2. Move this clamp. Now let's finish it. Like a frosted coconut donut up in here. It worked.
Everyone says you should be wearing eye protection. He forgets sometimes.
Thanks.
Yeah, we do need a couple of brewskis after that.
So I was thinking about this, and I'm going to use yellow plexi in the end, but that's what I was saying. Now we have 2 patterns made. I could put this stuff on anything. So I have the rear one, or the rear upper and the rear lower. So that's cool. Not going to bore everyone with doing the same thing over again, but now let's check it out what you got. See these weird little, see like that?
Mm-hmm.
The router's just a little bit, again, not reading it perfectly, but you can take this, comes right off. It's like those old-fashioned model kits. Sometimes they would have that little,
yeah,
little flimsy edge on
sure
it.
there's a lot of folks on here that know about those.
Mm-hmm.
And thanks, Alpha Wolf. He gave us $10 super chat for our adult beverage. Uh-oh.
Microphone malfunction.
Uh-oh.
Can't have a perfect broadcast. All right, let me blow off this stuff. Put my mic back on, then we'll put this on the body. We'll get a look. We're kind of out of here. I'm just going to get this off of me. I want to take a step back. It's going to get wild. Vacuum up in here later. And also, smaller shop, less cleanup. Just a deeper pile. The other shop was 3,200 square feet. Look at the size of the mop I had. I told Jamie, our mop's too big for the shop.
One mop. That's it. That's all you have to do.
Yeah. All right. So a lot of people said to flame polish the edge on this. Heck yeah, I love that idea. Again, this is going to be yellow plexi in the end, so I'm not even going to finish this. I'm not going to refine it anymore, rather. But that would include sanding these edges off and taking either a heat gun or a torch. And I guess, see how it's kind of paler than the surrounding plastic, the edge? It will turn it to a perfect looking edge. Yeah. And I agree with them. That little bottle torch, like with MAP gas, or even the oxyacetylene would do it, or a heat gun would melt that and just take off the cutting marks from the router.
So while you're doing that, I'm going to address one question.
Yeah.
So Alpha, we have 3 projects here. We have the Bug, the Zephyr, and the mini bike trike. The Jeep is actually at our house in the garage. And then we have the other little jewel stored down at the ranch for now.
Yeah. Cool.
Right, Ian?
Yeah. A lot of stuff.
You really don't have that much stuff considering what you do for a living.
Well, the 50 acres could have been an issue down in the desert.
We had so many people hit us up to like store on the acreage.
See,
and
that's
stuff
what you get
too.
right here. Just the edges, a little refining, a little sanding. But see, that's the look I was going for. So you got the tint and you got the plexi. So let's take apart that one now. And we'll put it on the back. That's the biggest panel.
Yeah, I want to see what it's going to look like.
So we'll just unwrap this one too.
Is that the one that was messed up?
Yeah, and I fixed it. And we had the little digs in the corner.
Yeah. Oh, wow, you did fix it.
I was able to run that router up against the wood.
Oh, nice.
So.
Very cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of on colors. I don't know why, but I've been like on a really liking after the blue demon trike thing. I'm thinking about like an electric blue for this with yellow windows, kind of like the Johnny 5.
That was a nice blue.
And the Johnny 5 was a really neat look with the yellow windows, the bus. So maybe like this acrylic would be yellow, like an electric blue paint, maybe some silver to just.
I wish Heidi could drop a picture of the blue demon in the chat.
Can you drop pictures in the chat?
No,
Oh.
only links.
Oh.
And Matthew, thank you for that. I saw your comment and I really appreciate that. We work hard on this channel. A lot. But we love it. It's fun.
It's a passion project.
It is. It's so much fun. And we love like spreading the positive vibes to y'all.
And people have said it's like, I enjoy being a teacher, you know, whether you're being taught or you're just here for the good looks and the witty
I
banter.
I love teaching new nurses, and I taught actually at Seattle U for a semester. I loved
Yeah.
it.
Cool. Yeah, we're just about wrapping up on this. If I can get the plastic unwrapped, that is. This one has been sitting around the shop. I mentioned we're working with the leftover pieces. These were actually the windows in that yellow bug that Corey came and bought. Remember we had plastic windows in that yellow bug?
Mm-hmm.
Just temporary. So this was the leftover tint from that project. And you can see it's got scrapes all over it from being drug around the shop. So, and this trike, hey, I'm not stuck to it, you know. Had a couple people ask if it's for sale. Send us a message. You could buy it as is. Seriously. Are you attached to this, Jamie?
No,
I'm ready to start a new project.
I'm attached to that Jeep that's in the garage
That's what
up
I'm
there.
saying. So this has got a new Predator 212 engine in it, like maybe an hour of use. Everything is proven. It's all raw fabricated. It drives. Needs body and paint. Seats upholstered up beautifully. Thanks to Larry, artistic upholstery. We got some static. All right, I'm going to put this in, and hopefully one way isn't the wrong way. Where is it? I didn't make a mark as to what's what on this. So let's see. This might be upside down.
I see what
That's
you were
interesting.
saying.
Maybe we should do that for a total. What the heck is going on here? Ooh.
I like it. That's
Ah.
cool.
And maybe I'll put like a little mesh on the inside of that.
Yeah, that's really
so the
cool.
air will flow through. Can you dig it?
What do you guys think?
Yeah. So this will
So
be
neat.
paint, right? So you got like this three-dimensional, and the air will flow through the body when it comes through.
So cool.
Yeah, I like it. Actually, I kind of like the frosted edge. You know, maybe
I don't think it takes away from it at all.
Yeah, once this just gets, you know, as I mentioned, a little rub with sandpaper will clean that right up.
It's so Tron-like. It's so neato.
I love plastic. I've always been fascinated with the, you know, metal flake paint with the deep candy, you know, inside the clear coat. So yeah, pretty grooving. I like it.
Aw, that's what we were trying to accomplish in the video. So we appreciate y'all sitting with us.
You gotta persevere. You gotta keep hitting it. It's gonna work. And that's good advice to everyone out there.
And
gonna work.
We'll let
Just-
Anchor lube you.
Just stay with it.
So are you done?
Stay the course. Yep. Got
So
a little dirt on the lens.
We're going to do a Q&A.
Oh, that's right. Let me get my phone. Let's have a little set down.
Hey, Eric, you
I
didn't
gotta
miss
turn
it.
on my phone and get the
We're at the
internet
Q&A
turned
portion.
back on. We're trying to conserve our Starlux, so I turned it on airplane mode.
And just a little feedback. The picture stayed good and the sound stayed good throughout the broadcast that we did.
Did it? We want to know. I think I'm going to switch up my eyewear today. I'm not going to go with the Mr. Magoo glasses. I think I have some other ones in the truck. My old man glasses, I think.
Okay, everyone, he had to go get his glasses. And Larry, I'll hitch up. We'll hitch up. I'll get you a shirt. No problem.
We've had a lot of comments on the eyewear that I choose. And in case you hadn't heard the story, once I had to wear reading glasses, I told Jamie, there's no way I'm not wearing them like a costume. I'm going to find some weird stuff, no matter what. So let's see where the questions are at. If you see any, feel free to mention it.
Okay.
Okay, I'm logging on to YouTube now.
Do you have a ballpark in hours you want to spend on a project?
Never. No. That's the whole thing with this YouTube channel is that with the TV show, it was like, we got to get it done, you know, faster the better. We're out episode to episode. So with this, you see, we are, what, 2 years and a half into this?
Yeah.
We still haven't finished anything.
But, I mean, to be fair, we moved. You moved shops
I
twice.
moved shops twice, but no estimate. I mean, that's the thing. There's been write-ups. I know I think Chip Foose even had an article about the hours it takes to build a custom car, and
Yeah, you can't build them in
$500,000,
six weeks.
$1,000,000.
It's
Yeah, it's
not
all
a
over the place.
good Grand
Yeah,
Nationals
no.
SEMA
So,
worthy build.
so
You
nope.
can't build
We're,
it
our whole mission
quickly.
here was like, it's the journey, not this destination. These will get finished, but you see what we're doing. We're enjoying, we're exploring, making it happen. What's the name of our channel again?
Full Custom Ian.
Oh, that's right.
And if you're here and you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I appreciate it. We work really hard, and yeah, we just love
Making
the
it happen.
support from y'all.
Yeah, and what you guys see is a portion of the effort that goes into this.
Heidi can vouch.
Live in the shop, man. We got commercials lined up. All right. Somebody said, do you have any stories about you and your cousin when you were 14?
Going sick on three-wheelers.
Sir, crash a lot? I don't know. I got a lot of stories. I was really into ATCs, but I don't think I had one when I was 14. 14 would have been the birth of skateboarding, and I had a Volkswagen Bug.
Hi, Agnes. Hi.
Hello, hello. Well, there was one time when the video blurred, but it self-corrected. David Stein just asked about any chance of collaborating with an interior maker. Yes, we just discussed that. So Larry, Artistic Upholstery, he's nearby, and he actually made the seat for this mini trike. So yeah, we're gonna visit him. It just came up this afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Lucas has taken 45 years on one car. See?
Mm-hmm.
That's the way it goes sometimes. What is the blue window on the top shelf from? The blue window up there, that's the interior trim for the Zephyr. That's the back window for the 37 Lincoln. Well, cool. Yep, Noel's been working on this car for 15 years. Mm-hmm.
What's the most must-have shop tool that you use the least? Like you thought you were going to use it, I'm assuming.
Oh, it's
like
the English wheel. It's all lowered down on its legs now. It's going to sit in the corner till Victor wants another caddy whacked. I am really interested in the English wheel, but it's a discipline into itself. And there it is in the corner, the least used shop tool. One of the more expensive ones too.
Bob Mills, we do have a Facebook page. It's called, what is it called? It's our YouTube.
Ooh, there's a lot of Facebook pages.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. Ours is the YouTube community. Ooh, I don't have the link. Be careful in the fan pages because there's a lot of scammers that are pretending to be Ian.
And that's where the infamous Lan Roussel came up. There was a lot of LAN Roussels.
So we have a private YouTube group on Facebook that you can join. Just answer the questions so I can verify you're not necessarily a bot.
Jamie?
Yes, sir.
What kind of camera are you using? Someone wants to know.
Oh, I have an iPhone 15
It's got
Pro
3
Max.
lenses. It only has 2.
It's got like major, yeah. And I've been using it for over a year. It has not skipped a beat. It's my personal phone and my regular phone.
The technology is unreal.
Yeah, it hasn't skipped a beat. And then I use a MacBook for the editing and all that good stuff.
Yep. Jack's been working on his 56 Suburban since 85. See? That's the thing. It's the journey, not the destination. 40 Mamba's asking about a Pullmax for metal shaping. I've never used it. A lot of people have them. I think, what is it? Is it Corn Fed Customs? These guys somewhere, they just built that amazing aluminum body, kind of like the Caddywax shape. So you could look to them for the Pullmax. Scotty Chops has a Pullmax. I know he's a super talented builder. Just very low key. He doesn't really publicize himself a lot, but try to give credit where it's due. That's where we got the rear C-notch for the Zephyr, and he makes suspension kits as well, but really talented sheet metal worker, especially with the Pullmax and other tools. Well, looks like we're here. A lot of guys chime in. They're long-term projects,
Mm-hmm.
right? So we're 2 years into
Well,
the Zephyr. I think in 2 years, I'm gonna be 55 in November. By 60, that sucker will be painted and cruising with an interior.
well, and the thing is too, with you being on full custom garage, Ian was really burnt out, you guys, and the whole building stuff within 6 weeks. And
Yeah.
sometimes you'd have like 4 or 5 projects going at once behind the scenes.
And what
Because
you don't see
as
is,
the season
yeah,
started, like it was like one project, and then it was like, oh, we got to start on another one, and
doubling,
then
sometimes tripling up. Yeah.
and yeah, so Ian was getting really burnt out.
Yeah.
So
And my arms are thrashed. Seriously, I got whatever tennis elbow. I don't know. My arms are numb every night. I wake up repeatedly from the relentless body work and sanding. So
yeah,
I'm a broken man.
oh, you're healing though. And Bobby, he asked, how do I do a live stream when you use your phone to record? So I'm live streaming and it records it at the same time.
That's
So
all
then
YouTube's
when it's done, then it automatically uploads into YouTube. So yes. All right.
Feeling
Well,
good about this. We're making some progress. Again, if you got genuine interest in this mini trike, let's talk. I got a lot of time into it,
yeah.
but we don't charge outrageous fees. So you could take it and finish it, or we'll just finish it over the next 8 or so
Right.
years.
And Ian and I are considering moving to lives 5 days a week.
Yeah. If you like
1.5
this,
hours a day.
we'll just do this because I work right through. I know enough to keep the cuss words at a minimum, and we make progress. Like we got a good amount done.
Yeah. And the Canadian guests, Mickle, they'll be here next week.
Monday.
So yeah, so we're thinking about doing lives Monday through Friday, 2 o'clock every day.
As the schedule permits, because sometimes I just run out of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, with the Zephyr, we had to drive way the heck. We had to drive an
Yeah.
hour just to get the tube for the 4-link suspension. So sometimes you get caught up. This bug, I want to get back on it. You know, it's been sitting idle for a while. Remember we drilled through the rim with the air problem?
Oh
I
yeah.
put the screws back in with some thread lock and it holds air now. So we're in good shape.
You said oops. I'm showing somebody the trike.
Yeah, it's 100% hand built. Except for, you know, the throttle is mini bike, the headlights are purchased, and the rims, etc. But
The gas tank, you got to put it back on.
yeah, and I will make sure the gas tank does not leak. We had a little problem with that. That's why it's off. But yeah, this is the frame. You know, you'd want to disassemble it and detail everything, but it runs and drives. The engine is super close to new. Chains
And
don't
that
pop
engine
off.
can get with it.
Yeah, it's one-wheel drive. So if you're kind of not from a standstill, but if you're moving on it and you throttle, you know, it kind of lifts and it'll take a little bit to turn because of the one-wheel drive. But it has no brake at this point. I was gonna put a like a mountain bike disc brake on that wheel. Totally feasible, but yeah, it's a cool unit. You can look through the other videos, get a full documentation of what happened here.
Yep,
Otherwise, we'll just keep messing with it. That's where we're at.
that's right. All right, we'll turn it around.
Yeah, that looks cool from here. All right, here we are. Good
It's
times.
cold in the shop today.
It's chilly. We might get snow tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're waiting to see.
All right, guys.
Thanks for joining. See you
Thanks
soon.
for joining. We'll see you soon. We'll post when we're going to do the next live very
Yeah.
soon.
I'm working tomorrow and Sunday, but I'm going to record my camera on a stick style, and Jamie's going to edit it. So that's
Yup.
what's up.
Bye, guys.
Bye.